Fishers.
Welcome, everybody. We're going to be getting into Moringa, the details of Moringa, and we have a special guest, Dr. Howard Fisher. Dr. Fisher is a doctor of integrative medicine using diversified natural techniques to specialize in anti-aging medicine and to combat de-differentiating immune system diseases. So it's a little bit behind that, but this highly sought after lecture is on a mission to educate and enlighten the world about toxic factors that exist in our environment and their direct relationship to health, functional metabolism, and disease. So, without any further ado, Dr. Fisher also has written several books on Moringa. In my opinion, he's a world-renowned expert on Moringa. And Dr. Fisher, welcome to the call.
Thanks, Mark. Glad to be here.
Great. So first off, Moringa, one thing I found with Moringa is there's a lot of people that aren't familiar with Moringa. Well, why do you think that is?
It's an interesting question. First off, it's grown 10 degrees longitudinal, latitudinal, 10 degrees north or south of the equator, big in Asia. When I first started looking into it, this was around, I was in India in 2007, and they knew all about it. I mean, it was drumstick tree, it was Ayurvedic medicine, basically the do all. And the only people from the West were some people like uh, Jeff Fahey, Johns Hopkins, and they were just introducing it scientifically because it's packed. It's there's 13 different species of moringa. There's about 60 plus varietals of Moringa oleifera. Moringa oleifera is the one that has been used with people for the most part. And what we're seeing is papers that in 2007, there were a couple of hundred, now there's over 2,000. And they're just determining just what it can do. And it goes down to give the body what it needs, and the body will respond in kind.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Now I've heard of Moringa being referred to as the perfect food.
Uh, um, Not sure I would say the perfect food. It could be the perfect food. That's just not how I consider it, but that doesn't mean that it isn't. It's so phytonutrient dense that it's going to supply everything you need in terms of amino acids, in terms of a number of. I mean, how would you put it? There are papers that say it's nature's medicine chest, which I like as a better description than the perfect food. It's giving you what you need. Your body will take what it needs. Your
Yeah.
body will take that, and it will then give you the results that you're looking for. I mean, it's a comprehensive vegan formula, though the MTH that I have created, and it's a synergistic blend of other superfoods. I like to see what we can find. And I understand because I've played with a lot of formulas, and I've played with formulas that start to detox you because they're too potent, so people don't like that. So in looking for MTH, which is Moringa Total Health, we try to bring you total health. And I think it's been rather effective there because the NIH in 2008 said, it can resolve 300 diseases. But the fact that the papers, the science, the research keeps on referring to the fact that it provides the body what it needs. When you do that, when you can do that, it's allowing the body, if you're not destroying it with the environmental issues that you're that we find everywhere. I mean, you don't even know what's hidden. I mean, I frighten people when we walk down a supermarket aisle.
Yeah.
It's,
Sure.
they're there. to make money, and even many of the Moringa companies are there to make money. And so, as you know, you purchase the products that I formulate, and they try to put them out there very reasonably. And the MTH formula is basically half of what most people who are aware of Moringa were paying for a lesser product.
Right.
And when I say a lesser product, it's just there's certain variants, and we try to use the best Central American grown moringa. It's organic moringa, and so when we mix that with the other synergistic superfoods, we're getting a big bang for it. And we also mix it with L-arginine. Listen, right now, still the two most fatal disorders are cancer and heart disease.
Right.
And
Accurate. Yeah.
the MTH is documented by a cardiologist created algorithm to reduce internal age, to reduce cardiovascular age. So, and that's all based on the aortic pulse velocity. That's when your heart contracts and it sends a bolus of blood down to the iliac bifurcation, and then it goes and it's delivering oxygenated blood, and it hits it and it bounces back. So as you get older, it gets faster, and that means you're older, right? So that number, it works out to determine it. So the MTH formula, quite frankly, makes you younger internally, which
Right.
means that
Right.
that's slower. And the reason that occurs is we're getting arterial elasticity. And when we get that, it doesn't go down as fast. Here's why it's important. Think of your aorta as a pipe. And so blood's going down, it hits the bottom, it's bouncing back. The faster it goes down, the quicker it bounces back. Well, the next contraction of your heart is occurring. And when that contraction occurs, the blood is bouncing back. And when the blood bounces back, you have to press harder. So it's going to raise your blood pressure. It's not going to deliver oxygen through your body. So let's deal with that. And,
Yeah.
there's so many other aspects to that, but we all know about how important the heart is. And so I think that factor, and Moringa will do that. Moringa will do that. We've just created a situation where we've optimized how Moringa can do that with the other synergistic superfoods.
Right. And I've been taking I found out about Moringa 2012. So in that time period, I've taken several different forms of Moringa, and I've learned a lot. I'm not by far any expert on Moringa, but I've learned a good bit. And there are different forms of Moringa as far as the strength of the formula itself, starting from how it's grown, the dirt. I think that's kind of important to really understand about Moringa and the differences in the different types, different formulas, rather.
There's the formula. Ours is rainforest grown, right? And so we'll get to a basic question. When your child, and I know you have children, has a fever, what is that? What is that temperature where we got to get to the hospital? About 104. It's about 104. So if you're drying your moringa in a tumble dryer, it's hotter than 104. You're killing the enzymes. And that's why you're taking your child to the hospital, because it shuts down enzymatic function. Without enzymatic function, you're not going to survive. You need to have enzymes. So it's shade dried. It's shade dried below that to keep it enzymatically active, which creates a totally different functional ability for your moringa. And ours is handpicked, and there's no heavy metals because it's organic, no fertilizers, no chemicals, and we're using the PKM1 seed, heritage seed. So I can't speak for others. I only choose to speak for what I know about our own. And
Right.
so, yeah, you're right. So growth is important. How you prepare it is important. And coming from Central America, the shipping time is not that long.
Right.
It's
Right.
it's so the age of it, but nevertheless, moringa is so potent as a plant. Any form of moringa is good. I'm not knocking it in any capacity. I'm just saying, as you said, there are better versions, and we like it when we know that we can get the antioxidant profile and enhance the antioxidant profile. I mean, there's 46 different antioxidants in moringa, and we want to make sure because there's something called an electron cascade, an antioxidant cascade, and that's where the free radicals pair up with a matching strength, and then they go down, and then when there's an electron, it goes to the next one and the next one, and so when we compare and try and get the matchup better, and that's why we use the synergistic superfoods. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah, I
Well,
also won't use sugar. I won't use sugar. I don't
well,
like sugar.
that's yeah. That's one of the reasons why I like your the MTH. Um, but I think you touched on this a little bit, but a lot of people they come to me, they know I've been taking moringa and I walk around and I'm drinking this green stuff. And people are asking, what is that? And a lot of people come to me and they ask me, I've got this going on, I've got that going on. And there's a lot of information out there, throughout the internet, but uh, one of the things that pops up all the time is it treats over 300 different diseases. People come to me and they say, well, I've got, issue with blood sugar. I've got an issue, you know, with this and that. And it's a long list.
Well, I've got protocols. I mean, as a doctor, we sit there and I take a history, and then I put forward the most natural protocol that I can for the disorder that they have. I've got other formulas. For example, you talk blood sugar. Well, there's countless papers, so many papers on serum glucose effects of Moringa oleifera. They don't particularly address one issue as we age. When we get to 40, it's something called insulin resistance. Now, insulin resistance is where your body secretes insulin. So that's type 2 diabetes is going to lead to. So your body secretes insulin. However, insulin doesn't react. The body doesn't react to the insulin. So serum glucose remains high. And with serum glucose remaining high, we get prediabetes. There's 100 million in the U.S. Or leading to diabetes. Currently, there's 36 plus million, but that's type 1 and type 2. So type 2 is predominantly from insulin resistance as you get past 40. So created a formula, metabolic balance formula that has been shown to reverse insulin resistance. That means if you're secreting insulin, we're going to allow your body to use it. And we're having great results. And so, yeah, if you're using the MTH and using the MBF, metabolic balance formula, you're going to knock down serum glucose. And if you're using just moringa, serum glucose should fall. Should fall. End of
Yeah.
story. And when you look at one third of the American population is either affected with pre-diabetes or diabetes.
Yeah, and you brought this up before. There's a lot of people walking around that really don't know that they have an issue with pre-diabetes. It's
Correct. It's mostly undiagnosed. With the 100
yeah.
million, it may be significantly more. And that's why when you look into what the average American consumes in terms of sugar, it will blow you away because it's
Oh, it's
hidden in
amazing.
everything. It's around 200 plus grams of sugar a day. That's like a half a pound of sugar a day. So
Yeah.
there's no wonder that the percentage, one third, 136 million people, probably more, are affected by serum glucose issues.
Yeah.
And you're
A
right,
lot of
they
people,
don't know.
they refer to sugar as candy bars, things of that sort, but uh, more and more people are becoming aware of this. But we're talking about ketchup and all different types of foods, processed foods,
Ketchup is half sugar.
sodas, all the sodas
Well,
that are out there.
and the problem is it tastes good because
Yeah,
many people's taste buds have been acclimatized to that, right? So, you know,
which leads us into the sugar epidemic.
yeah, yeah, well, is it an epidemic or are people just so habituated to it that they can't quit it? It's going to be there. It's going to be in everything. And people with the MTH, no sugar. There's some stevia and fruit. And people say, well, it tastes different. Time to time, batch to batch, it tastes different. And that's because you go to the store and you buy a Macintosh apple. And 3 months later, you go to the store and you buy a Macintosh apple. And it tastes different because fruit doesn't maintain a chemical taste, right? It's not, well, we're titrating to make sure that's the taste. No, it's the fruit. So when we're using the fruit and it's a factor of the taste, yeah, the product can taste differently, but I like it. I like it. For me, it's not a big deal, but for
Yeah,
many
yeah,
people, it might be.
I love it. I do the MTH plus, which is there's the MTH plus.
Yeah, with the Guarana Empo, yeah.
Yep. And maybe we can touch a little bit on the nitric oxide, which I think is important.
Well, the L-arginine, and that's part of the proprietary formula that increases. It's a vasodilator, and it increases the elasticity. So when you can increase the elasticity, so let's go back to where we're starting about aortic pulse velocity. So if we have a pipe and we can make that pipe a balloon, right? So it can expand. So the pressure inside that pipe, your aorta, your blood vessels, arteries, capillaries, will be less. And that's just a natural way to decrease blood pressure and allow the blood to be able to reach smaller arterioles with more oxygen, carrying more nutrition.
Right, right. Yeah. Well, there's a long list of benefits with Moringa, but we're talking about across the board, um, high nutrient content. Um, like you said, there's 46 antioxidants.
36
Um,
anti-inflammatories, all the amino acids, 18 amino acids. It's, and things have multiple functions, right? They have multiple functions. So the fact of the matter is when you look at the actual chart of the nutrients in Moringa, it's significant. It's already, people, it's beyond comprehension to get down to everything that can happen. So it's much simpler. It's much simpler to say, give the body what it needs. And the body will take what it needs. Your digestion will take what it needs. As long as you're providing it in an enzymatically alive format, as long as your digestive tract can break it down, you're going to get the benefits. And it's another reason we're seeing so many detox reactions is people don't even realize how toxic they are. It's just
sure.
something they don't realize. So,
Right.
and you get what they call a Yair-Herxheimer reaction. And one, when you kill off pathogens and they have endotoxins, well, your body reacts. When you start to kick out heavy metals, your body reacts. You can see differences in all aspects. I mean, right now, there's only four ways your body can detox: sweat, saliva, urine, feces, right? And so you start to see differences in all of those things, and you start to feel better and healthier.
Yeah. And that's part of the reason why I doubled up with Thanksgiving being yesterday.
Yeah.
But yeah, and one of the things that is near and dear to my heart are the 36 anti-inflammatories. I've had major back issues to the point that where doctors were saying your only way out is surgery. And I'm glad I never listened to them. And that's when I started taking the Moringa. And in a nutshell, it turned turned my situation around.
Well,
Uh,
and for those
yeah,
people who have arthritis, you or pain, uh, what you want to be aware of is, have it multiple times a day, right? So
right.
it's the level is present. And I don't care if you're taking 3 scoops a day or if you're taking a scoop split up, whatever, determine what's best for you.
Right, right. I agree. Well, Dr. Fisher, I appreciate your time today. Is there anything else you think we should cover
Well, we
today?
should we should talk in the future because I've
Sure.
got some specialty Moringa formulas that address a lot of the 700 million plus chronic disorders that are in the US. Think about
Well,
that. That's two for
yeah.
every person.
Woo. Yeah, as numbers, I always say to everybody, numbers don't lie. People do.
Well, there's things going on that common sense isn't common anymore, and you know, if you eat it, you absorb it, you've got it. I don't know of a better way, the way man is designed to bring health.
Yeah, well, it's definitely much needed today. But so where can people find you, Dr. Fisher? I know you have a Facebook page out there.
Yeah, there's a Facebook page out there. I was hacked by someone from Lagos, Nigeria, and I lost 7,000 followers. But oh well. Yeah, I'm under H. William Fisher, but unless someone's referring you, I won't accept you as a friend. But Dr. Howard Fisher on Facebook is still there, and you can read. And I post every day. I post science, so it's all
I love
good.
your posts. It's a learning lesson for me every day.
Well, and one's just coming out in another language. This will be like the sixth language of the Moringa book. But you know what? If anyone wants more information on the product, they should contact you.
Well, I'll add a link below
Yeah,
there,
I'm
and
not involved in selling my own products. I just create them.
yeah, and they're great products. I every morning throughout the day. We do our traveling throughout the day, and we're passing around the Moringa. And my son, quick story, 6 years old, he's a Moringa baby. So I think we talked about this before, but he and this could be a whole nother video. The benefits of uh, uh, mothers, um, as far as nutrition, it goes along with it.
I personally know of a great deal of it. A lot of Moringa babies that I know of. So yeah,
Yeah.
all
And
good.
he's a healthy little boy, and he was a healthy baby, no issues. So, which I'm thankful for. So, but anyway, that sounds great. If you want to get through to Dr. Fisher, he's on Facebook there. I'll add a link actually below. You can click on the link. And like I said, it's a great learning lesson. If you really want to learn about Moringa, and everything in general, as far as in depth about health in general, you definitely want to be there. So, and Dr. Fisher, he's there every day. You speak directly to him. And Dr. Fisher, I appreciate your time as always. I love our conversations. Sometimes they're out here and here, but
You never know where it's going to end up, Mark. You just never know.
for sure. All right. Well, everybody, thank you for joining us. And Dr. Fisher, you have a great day, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks, Mark. Take care now.
You too. Thank you, sir.